Ta-da.
Here we are again.
Isn't that
Let, let's see if others come on otherwise. This is a recorded conversation, so let's wait till we actually have quorum.
Yep, I'm going to mute.
Hi, Bentley.
Howdy. I'll get my
How are
video
you?
up and running. How is everyone?
Busy, as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm privy to the Slack channel for Society Library and seeing y'all
Yeah,
what you've been doing.
that's what I've been doing. Yes. So not that much to report on more generic stuff. I was wondering if others had an agenda. Otherwise, I'm happy to cut it short. The interesting, well, not interesting, the piece of news that's important is right now I'm working on Claim Miner. Mostly there's the working on the clustering algorithms for what it's worth. The next step is going to be thinking again about linking in Claim Miner in a way that's compatible with debate map, but also looking forward to the more recursive hypergraphy stuff that I've been talking about. So that's hopefully I'll have a story to tell there by next week after the demo on the 12th.
Yeah. Cool.
But today, not so much.
Yeah, if I was going to give a status update, so I've been working on I'm calling it Reason Tracker now. So that's like the fifth name. But Reason Score would trigger people because it sounds like a final number. Tracker is more gives the impression of it's in process, right?
I like it much more.
Okay.
I think that's a great game.
And reasontracker.com was available, so that's nice. Another thing, well, anyways, I won't go into that. So I have Michael in this group is helping me. He's doing a lot of coding and stuff, but I had to rewrite the algorithm. I wrote it like several years ago when I was very new at TypeScript, and so a lot of it had any, or when you're doing message passing, your data content didn't have to match the message type and stuff like that. So and I made several other changes. So, but now that we do that, I have to redo the math visualization. But maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll have it back to where it was a couple of weeks ago, but with a better, underlying framework.
Cool. No, getting following tooling is always a bit exhausting, but I just had an issue with the Quart upgrade that I couldn't handle gracefully. So it's like, when I have that, let me pin the old version right now. It works, which I normally hate to do. Normally I'm a compulsive updater, but sometimes it's worth paying the cost.
Yeah. I finally got to the point where, it was pretty much a rewrite, or so that's where I'm at. I don't know that anything else is going on. Well, the main debate I was working on was kind of saturated fats and heart disease, but I'm not sure that's a great starting example. There's not actually enough meat on the bones. It's just kind of like Studies show a correlation between saturated fats and heart disease. And so there's no data to suggest otherwise, except for, well, not no data. There's just very, very weak data.
The controversial thing is when you go to the next step is what is the correlation between different food groups and saturated fat accumulation in the veins, and that kind of stuff. But I guess, yeah, if you're speaking about saturated fat intake, not cholesterol levels, because what you could do is there's a clear heart cholesterol level, and there's a very unclear cholesterol level food groups. So,
well, there's even if you go to the cholesterol heart disease correlation, there's no, it's a very strong correlation. There's no evidence to say what direction the causality is.
oh, cute.
So
There could be a hidden.
So some of the theories are that it's excessive oxidation, and it's even the oxidation of the cholesterol itself. So if you're doing a type of diet that reduces your oxidation, then the excess cholesterol, a high cholesterol number, has no correlation at that point. But there's not enough. There's never been a study of breaking down the people that are in a low oxidation diet.
That's fascinating. I think there's a lot of meat there. I don't.
Well, there's just like, it's like 4 claims. It's just when you actually like take out all the cruft, it's only like it only goes down 2 levels. Now there's a guy doing a study on people that have natural low cholesterol. What is it? Lean mass hyper responders. Anyways, but the thing is, you can't get a study you can't do a study because you can only do observational studies. You can't do a randomly controlled trial because the correlation is so high between cholesterol and heart disease that it's considered immoral to put someone on that diet.
Right.
But there is no reason except for speculation to say that it's actually causal. It's just highly correlated, and you can't tell which way the correlation is going. But if you find people already in a situation that's causing it, and these are people that have a genetic difference where I can't remember now. No, I guess it's people that have just been on the keto diet and they have high cholesterol. Not everyone who does the keto diet has high cholesterol, but some people do. So it's a study of those people, and then they're going to do scans of their arteries to show the plaque buildup. And if they have been on keto for over 5 years and they show no more than the average person at their age for cholesterol buildup, then even though they've had a high cholesterol for 5 years, then it shows that it's not, that there's other factors in play.
And is that something you could take on as a topic? Is that more substantial, more worth discussing?
Yeah, that study is going to come out in the next couple of weeks. So at that point, it might be useful to do it.
What I'm hearing is, on the one hand, part of the argument is very probabilistic, and reason is more about causality than Bayesian correlations. And so it might be very unintuitive to people, but that's how things are. But still, it shows the limits of using argumentation structure for pure Bayesian reasoning.
Well, yeah, I mean, my main concern is that it doesn't have a whole bunch of like nodes in the graph. And I'd like to have something that has more nodes so that you can walk through and show how as you add nodes, it affects the score. But if there's only like 5 nodes, it's kind of like, it's just not deep enough.
Got it.
But then, I don't want to do, the closing of the nuclear power plant because that's 4,000 nodes. So finding something that's not made up, that's also kind of an interesting size for a video is becoming challenging. I'm being too picky. So but I'm open for other topics. So if anyone has any pet topics that they would like to propose, we can take a look at it. But
correlation between social media and democratic the decay of democratic process, correlation between use of AI and the decay of democratic process. The latest Schneier was good. But that's just me being a bit
yeah, I'd like to see something that where there's a proposal of an action to take or to not take, so that's kind of like more actionable.
That's a very valid point. Let me think. Have I seen that?
So if there was a law that we're going to propose to say, well, I guess in that area you could say that to remove net neutrality, right? To make social media responsible for the things that are posted.
Yeah, that's a good example. All the whole discussions about, there's a whole backdoor discussion that happened in UK recently. It's a cute one. There haven't been that many laws besides that one, but there's been a lot of work on AI charters of ethics and best practices, and those charters might be worth investigating as a basis.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me make a note of that.
And those are interesting because they're human problem issues, so they're bound to have more ramifications than a purely scientific study.
Yeah, the hard thing also about AI is that it's so the damage, the potential damage is so unpredictable.
There's many forms that are being predicted. Some I think are totally spurious, some are valid, some are happening now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course, whenever people are debating about it, the side against AI says, oh, robots are gonna grow up and choose guns, and the other side is saying, but we've already had democracy destroyed by simple social media algorithms. What do you think AI is going to do? They're not arguing about the same. They're having two different arguments in the same place. But
just out of amusing, the latest Schneier and security on deep fake election interference in Slovenia, political disinformation in AI. It's the immediate stuff is there.
oh, so it's a deep fake. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it counts. Anyway,
Tom Hanks is already going online warning people that he did not make that ad about, was it toothpaste or something or other. They made a fake video of Tom Hanks endorsing something or other without his permission.
Wow.
What I read about the in the Schneier blog post, he says, countries like Russia and China tend to test their attacks on smaller countries before unleashing them on larger ones. Consider this a preview to their action in the US next year. the deep fake situation will be interesting. Okay, I think it's a nice general chat, but tons of work on my plate.
Yep.
And we don't have a strong agenda, so I will.
Yep.
Ciao, ciao.
Best of luck.